Welcome to How's Your ePresence? This show is produced by ePresence, and I am Mark Galvin, your host. We're so glad you are here today. We are on the back end. Well, actually, I don't know if we're on the back end of winter. I don't know if any of the groundhogs saw their shadows, so I'm not even sure if that really means anything, does it? Glad you are here today. The reason we all gather is to hear a little bit more about marketing, something new about how to market your business a little better. And we're always putting up great content that'll help you learn some of those things. We have content that we drop on all the great channels like Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. So always feel comfortable going back there and taking a look at all those content, all that content, as well as all of our podcasts, so you can catch our content on all of those places. Today, we're going to talk about word of mouth marketing, and well, we'll throw referral marketing in there as well. Is this a good place where you can spend all your time? Can you grow your business on word of mouth marketing and referral marketing? So we'll talk a little bit about that. We may go down some other side roads, but I think you'll find this really super interesting. Our guest today is Michael Buzinski with Buzzworthy Integrated Marketing. He is the CMO of Buzzworthy Website Marketing, a lifelong entrepreneur, which we always love to bring those folks on. He's a digital marketing thought leader and a best-selling author. He has been dubbed the visionary marketer by American Marketing Association, and he has written a book called The Rule of 26, and it's a really simplified, straightforward way to help you do a little better in your marketing efforts as a business. If you would like to ask a question, we urge you just drop it right there in the chat box. We'll throw it on the screen, and you could get your question answered right here today about marketing, especially when we dig into the Rule of 26. I have a feeling you're going to have a question. If you want, and you don't have a question, and if you want to, just go ahead and drop wherever you're joining us from, city, state, country, whatever the case. We'd love for you to share that right there on the screen. Well, I think I've talked enough. Let me see if I can go get Michael out of the green room. And there he is. Michael,
what up?
So glad you're here.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
You bet, man. You're joining us from Siberia, isn't that right?
It feels like it right now. It's they dumped like a foot of snow last week, and now I'm just waiting for it to get above freezing and get rid of it.
Oh my goodness! All right, so where are you? I know you're in Illinois. What part of
Springfield, Illinois, the capital of the great state of Illinois.
Do people still say Illinois?
Not around here.
So you never hear it, right?
I don't know. I haven't heard anybody say Illinois in a long time.
Okay, I haven't either, but you know what? I am sure somewhere someone says Illinois, and and I suppose it's not bad, except if you go to the locals like you, we need to say it correctly. Here's a good one. So there's this port in Virginia called Norfolk, Virginia. How do you pronounce that?
You said folk what? Faulkner?
It's a test. It's a spelling contest. You thought you were here to talk about marketing. Norfolk, Virginia.
Norfolk.
So you know how they say it? This is always the greatest thing in the world. They say Norfolk.
Norfolk. Oh, Virginia. Virginia.
Greatest name in the world. I love it. It allows me to cuss in real life. Anyway,
I'm not. All right, and I'm not from Illinois. So I was born in England. I grew up on the West Coast.
You're kidding.
I was raised in California. I spent 18 years in Alaska. And I'll tell you right now, every state has kind of that, I don't want to say hillbilly, but yeah, there's this hillbilly or like backwoods draw, like backcountry draw. And so, yeah, you would end up with that. No, here in Illinois, they, instead of Athens, they have a city called Athens, and they say Athens.
No, they don't.
Yes.
Do they really?
Yes. And they know you're not from around here when you say, oh, I'm going up to Athens.
You're not from around these parts.
Nope.
When you say Athens.
It's funny because the capital is only like 117,000 people. So like Chicago's got millions of people. Like they call it Chicagoland. Literally on the news. So in Chicagoland, it's going to be windy today. Blah, 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 blah.
Chicago land.
Because it's this great sprawl. And then the rest of the state's all farmland and little tiny towns.
Yeah, well, I guess that's better than the metropolitan Atlanta area, which is where we are, right? That's a lot, right? And they just say Metro Atlanta,
Right.
which I guess isn't as sexy as Chicagoland, for the record.
Well,
Well,
they're
we
both
need
of
to
their
get to
football teams are about as sexy as each other, so it doesn't really matter.
So we're gonna get to marketing in a second. What is interesting is our producer is in Athens, Georgia.
Oh yeah.
And so she's probably going to change the name of that city for everybody. I think that she's really good at that. So Morgan, hats off to you. Athens is coming in the future. I feel it. It's right here in my heart.
There you go.
She's not going to respond to that. But anyway, all right. So Michael, I would love for you to answer our favorite question. We do this with everybody. What do you do and why the heck do you do it?
I help entrepreneurs avoid the time drain and frustration of running profitable digital marketing campaigns. And I
Hmm.
do it because there is a prevalence of entrepreneurial poverty in the United States. And even though 99% of all new jobs are created by privately owned small and medium-sized businesses. So I just have this thing about not being that poor anymore. I was a poor entrepreneur for many years, and so once I was able to dig myself out. I'm like, I don't want any of my other compatriots to have to suffer this. And marketing is what I've done for a very long time, and that's the tool I use to help them get out of that.
Oh, that's awesome. So really what you're doing is you're paying it forward, right? In a way,
Oh,
you're
heck yeah.
sharing that knowledge so you can help those folks. Everybody is going to, and I'm sorry, I did give one of these. There was a dog movement. Everybody in business is always trying to figure out a way to demystify marketing. That's why they
Mhm.
tune into this show, quite frankly. There are a lot of smoke and mirrors. So
Oh yeah.
let's see if we can help them with that. I love that that's your mission. You and I talked about this question before the show started, and it's simply this. Why is relying on word of mouth marketing or referral marketing, however you want to put it, bad for a business plan?
Well, let's break that down a little bit. So let's ask ourselves, word of mouth. Like, so when we start our businesses, nine times out of 10, if we're a service-based businesses, we are running around telling everybody what our new venture is and trying to find any Tom, Dick, or Harry that is interested in paying us for the service that we provide. Right.
Right. Right. That's true.
So we see that as word of mouth, right? Things get around. The more we do the work, the more people talk about it, the whole nine yards, right? And
Mhm.
then when we get these raving fans in our brains, is what they are, they feel
Right.
that those referrals will then build that network bigger. All of that is great in your first year, right?
Right. Right.
But it's not scalable. And this is why people are selfish. We're self-centered, and we've got lies. You're paying them to pay attention to it. Don't care. It's
Yeah.
nothing against
Great
them.
point.
Our
Right.
family members forget to refer us. We are not on the top of our
Man,
families.
you've had that happen to you too, huh? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
Exactly.
no joke.
Right? Like, we do that. Like, so and so just got blah blah blah. We do that right here, right? Like, that's how I put food on the table. But
That's
and
unbelievable.
I or at an early stage realized it because I was in marketing, and I'd have my own clients not refer themselves back to us because we only have so much bandwidth, right? As
Right.
Americans, I'm gonna talk to Americans because I feel like I understand Americans better than any other type of person in the world. And so we're barraged with over 3,000 marketing messages a day minimum.
Hmm. Wow.
There are some stats out there that say closer to 10,000 when you take
Wow.
in logos on your shirts and your car insignias and all the other things that go along with it. But 3,000 actively promoted images to you by, remember, blah, 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 right? So you are one of 3,000 every day.
How do you break out of that, right? How do you
Yeah.
get somebody's attention when you're one of those 3,000? What's that part of your brain that says to pay attention to something? The amygdala? Don't quote me.
Something
I
like
may have that wrong, but
that.
it tells you pay attention to that. It's like, hey, I just bought a cool car, all of a sudden I notice everybody's driving that. That's that part of my brain that says, pay
There it is.
attention.
Yeah, it's
Somehow we got to
seeing what's
get somebody to pay
familiar.
attention.
Now, in marketing, we do talk about the top of mind awareness, but that's
Yep.
different. That's branding. That's a frequency issue, right? We're
Right,
constantly we're part of that 3,000 that's every day, but you're one of 3,000 that comes up every once in a while. You're not very prevalent. You're not at top of mind. So word of mouth is almost arrogant in thinking that people are thinking of you all the time when it comes to the services that you provide. Okay. And even more arrogant to think that in passing conversations, you're the first thing they're going to think about when somebody has a related problem that you can solve. Because it's one thing to say, yeah, my friend's a chiropractor, right? It's another thing to hear somebody go, man, I got this little crink in my hip. Oh man, yeah. Oh, you know what? I have a friend who's a chiropractor, blah, blah, blah. Like it wasn't a back pain, but it's something that chiropractor can help you with.
Right.
Right. So neither of those scenarios are scalable. And that's why so many business owners live in this stuckness, right? So you hear people go, hey, I got past 6 figures, $100,000 in revenue. Now, for a doctor, that's not much, right? For a chiropractor, probably not. But for a lot of folks, getting to $100,000 is like their lifestyle business is now paying off, right?
Mm-hmm.
My first year, I think, was at 72,000. I paid myself a measly $22,000 of that $72,000,
right?
So the rest of it was overhead, right? But if you have a home-based business and stuff like that, you think $100,000 is good. This is probably better than I could do in a 9-to-5, right? But the problem with that is that now you're stuck there and you own a job,
right?
So if you're looking to grow a business,
right,
that's not how we grow businesses. You have to get it beyond you. You have to be able to afford to hire other people around you to do the services, to do the marketing so that you can keep growing, to do your finances, whatever it is that you're not strong at, right? We, as entrepreneurs, we went into business because of our passion. Mine happens to be marketing. I love marketing. It's numbers and art like smashed together. And I love both of them. So great. I'm a good marketer. Awesome. I suck at corporate finance. That was like the C I got in college was corporate finance, right?
Yep.
So I hired that out. I have a tax
just right there with you.
I don't deal with it.
Right.
Here are the systems. Create how the POS, the SOPs are for that to make sure that it happens all the way. Make sure people are paying me on time. And if they aren't, follow up with them. Make sure that happens. Other than that, I'm looking at my finances twice a month.
Yeah.
Anything more than that, besides maybe my quarterly reviews and my annual budgeting, is a waste of my company's time.
Forget about it.
Right. You got it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Who cares? Looking at your bank account's not going to make you more money.
Right.
Finding people that you can help that will put more money in your bank account will make you more money.
Bingo. So the question is, and I think all this is answered in the title of your book, The Rule of 26. Tell me about that and how that scales. There it is right there, folks. The Rule of 26. Tell me, what do you talk about in that book that helps solve this word of mouth referral marketing dilemma that a lot of us get stuck in?
That's a great question, Mark. Thank you for asking that one.
I just couldn't help it, right? It was just
just came through the genius was flowing.
What else am I going to talk about, right? I'm sorry. Go for it, man.
There you go. So I needed. So my firm is a digital marketing, website marketing firm that we really just work with service-based businesses.
Okay.
I have friends who deal with retail and e-commerce and stuff like that, and that's great, but yes.
I got a question.
Yes.
What is a service-based business? Define that for me.
Okay. So I get service-centric business. So anybody, people serving people. Okay.
Got it.
So you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're an accountant, you're any of the massage therapist, anything like that. Humans giving humans service. Okay.
Got it.
So with that said, when I look at it and go, well, most people dive away from digital marketing because of all the snake oil and noise out there from all these gurus who are telling them, well, there's this one thing you do. You can make millions. We'll scale you. I hate that. Scale your business to 6 figures and 7 figures and beyond and blah, 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 blah. Like when people say that,
can you say click funnels?
because 9 times out of
ClickFunnels.
10, it's between a $2,500 and $10,000 coaching program that promises the world and under promises the results.
Right.
Okay.
And I see ClickFunnels as that, right?
Yeah.
If you do ClickFunnels, we'll solve all of your problems. And it's a good system. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's not the end all be all. It is part of one of the spokes.
It's a tool. I mean, and Russell
Right.
Brunson's a great marketer. And with his books, he really convinces you that you can use this ecosystem. He almost describes it as an ecosystem, but it really is just a tool. It is a website builder with all the tools that an e-commerce or a service-based business that does business that can collect money online can use, right? There's also Kajabi and Kartra and all these other places that you can do the same thing, okay? They're not unique. They're just the loudest.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So
bingo.
You go in and you read one of his books. And what? Now you're into their thing. The whole point of his thing is that you pay him more money so you can get better secrets, right? More of his time, more insights of all the things that they've built with those online. Now, for a service-based business, ClickFunnels is not a really good thing because it's not a ecosystem, or it's not a tool that's really made for service-based businesses, made for products. Okay. Kajabi and info marketing and stuff like that, those right there, possibly, right? If you're a coach and you're a teacher, you'd use Kajabi. But most service-based business just need a WordPress website to connect with their clients and get there. But the thing is this, with your website, if you don't know what to do, what's the next thing to do to actually garner revenue from your website? Because that's the one thing I hear all the time. Websites are worthless. I don't make any money from my website. I have to say BS, because 68% of all consumer purchases start with a search query. Search queries connect to websites.
A website, right?
Okay. So now you go, oh shoot. Well, then how do I do all that stuff, right? So now you start getting confused and you go, it's too much for me, and I walk away. So I created the Rule 26 to simplify the website marketing strategies so that entrepreneurs don't have to learn marketing to at least engage it. So the Rule of 26 states that if you increase your unique traffic by 26%, your conversion rate of your website by 26%, and the lifetime value of your clients coming from your website by 26%, you will garner 100% more revenue from your website, period. And once you've done that once, you do it twice. And if you have more capacity, do it a third time.
It's repeatable.
It is.
Oh,
it's simple. It's
I was going to say,
and that's what I wanted to share.
If you repeat it twice, there's a capacity question. 100%. Right.
Because you're quadrupling the amount of
some
business
people.
Getting there. Right. Now, don't get me wrong. You're still getting those trickles of referrals. You're still getting a little bit of the word of mouth and any of the other direct marketing you might be doing. Any other digital marketing that anything other than digital marketing that you might be doing. Right. So that's where we say website revenue. It's not going to now, if you can increase your average lifetime value of a client to the people who didn't come through your website, even better for you. Right.
Yeah, that's great.
But this is all about focusing your efforts on your website and finding ways to get the salesperson who works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, doesn't take vacation, sick days, or holidays, never ask for a raise, work for you, make you money when you're sleeping.
Yes. All right. So let's do something, if you may, if you don't mind me asking. I'd like, so there's, you said website traffic, conversion, and so really traffic and conversion are the two components.
Traffic conversion and lifetime value of a client.
All right. Let's talk about traffic, just because we got 10 minutes of time left.
Okay.
How can a service-based business increase traffic to their website? What are some of those components, and go deep as you want?
There are blogs upon blogs upon blogs about getting traffic to your website. Can we please talk about one of the other two?
You bet.
Okay. Let's talk about.
The only reason I asked about traffic because it's the next one on the list. So you pick which one's better.
Let's work backwards. Let's spend a couple minutes on lifetime value and conversion rate, because they go hand in hand. Okay.
All right, perfect.
So lifetime value. If we take a look at the lifetime value of a client, we can actually first need to identify the most profitable clients we have today.
Okay.
How do they interact with us? What are their personality types? What are the services they use? Why do they use us? Why do they love us? Why aren't they a pain in the butt? All of those things, right? That all goes into how profitable a client is. Okay. If we can identify that, then go, okay, what else can we do for that type of client? We can actually increase what we're doing. 9 times out of 10, actually,
Oh,
the first thing that we can do even before that is increase our prices by 26% because most service-based businesses are not charging enough for their service and
yeah, I agree with
therefore
that.
underserving their current clients. Because
I
if you
totally agree
don't
with that.
charge enough, you can't give enough. Okay.
Yeah, it's totally
Now,
true. All right. I think this is really interesting. And I want to highlight something that I think is important is, and I'm gonna tell you, we're not doing this very well ourselves, is really understanding who is that person buying and why are they buying from you. And you said something I think is really important. And I'd love to see if you have some real life examples of how this works. And that is asking those people that are the perfect avatar of the folks you work with, what it is that you could do for them. What are ways that you could help them when
mhm.
when you've seen that implemented, how has that changed a business? What has that done?
That really starts to identify the services that are not being used. And the more
Yeah.
services you have, the more processes you have to maintain. The more
Mm.
processes creates more complexity. The higher the complexity, the less profitable your business is.
And
So,
the harder it is to succeed too, right?
and oh yeah, well, you're just stagnant at that point because you're spending so much time, energy, and money just maintaining the availability of those services. Okay.
Right.
So I used to have a creative agency. We did everything under the sun when it came to creating marketing materials and implementing those marketing materials for our clients. Okay. We
Okay.
service
Yep.
300 companies a year. We're a multi-million dollar creative agency with a 13,000 square foot facility, 25 employees plus subcontractors, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I ran at a 2 to
Complex.
3% a margin on the years I actually made money.
Wow.
I paid myself
Wow.
less than $100,000 a year, and actually most years I never broke 70.
Jeez.
Okay, because I
Unbelievable.
grew myself broke.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
grew the business broke. Like I mean, 65,000. I mean, is not as better than a lot of people are doing in the United States right now, right?
Right. Right.
But it sure does not reflect owning a multi-million dollar creative agency.
No, exactly.
Okay.
Let's if you were to talk to yourself, your old self who was
Mhm.
sitting there, what was one thing that would you have told yourself, raise your prices? Is that the
I would
first
have.
thing you would have
We
said?
were
Yeah.
we were grossly under billing our clients, and we were
Yeah.
not. And because of that, we were not giving them the service they deserved. So
Right.
now what I do is we charge what we're worth because we provide a service that makes our clients money,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
I was so worried about serving the small guy that I shortcut the small guy because I wasn't giving him what they actually needed. I was giving them a price they liked, but I wasn't making them money off of that small minuscule investment that I said they needed to make.
So you weren't doing enough because you weren't charging enough to
Mhm.
give them the service that they really needed. It's
Right.
better for that person. It would have been better for that person not to pay you
Right.
then or pay you more
Then pay me
than
more.
to pay what they were paying.
It would have been better for pay my. So that's what we do now. We have do-it-yourself platforms that allow people to be at that lower price point and
Got
get
it.
the support.
Yep.
And as they grow, they can grow into our what we call white glove done for you services. Okay.
Got it. Got it. Yep.
But at the time, we didn't have those. So all we knew is that we were trying to please everybody. Right.
Right.
Right. And we're
Yep.
just
Yep.
like, but now I understand you either have more money than time or more time than money. Decide which one of those is because if you have more time, then find a platform that leverages your time to get your marketing done right. And if you have more money than time, hire somebody to leverage your money so that you can get a return on investment.
That's good. Oh, I like that. All right.
So
Good.
once you
Go.
have identified that perfect client and the services that are most profitable for you and your client, They get the most out of what you provide there, and you make the most profit by providing that service. Okay. Now we have a win-win situation, which is the most profitable way of doing business, is creating win-win situations for our clients. I don't care who they are. Okay. Now we turn that around and we create the conversation on our website. And here's your biggest takeaway today. If you take away nothing else, if you're a service-based business or even a product that solves a problem or helps people achieve a dream, because that's usually one of the two things that we're doing, okay? Look at how your website talks. Is it a bunch of I, we's, us, or is it you, yours? Because too many times we talk at an audience versus to our perfect client.
Good.
If you can do that and do it well, identify the biggest pain points your perfect client wants, not all clients, just your perfect ones, and focus there, you will get more of the right business coming to you, and you will spend less time talking to bad potential or non-buying prospects. Because sometimes it's the calls we don't take that make us money, because it gives us more bandwidth to do what we're good at.
Interesting. Oh, I love that. All right. So this is good. You want to talk about conversion? Can we get into conversion in, say, 3 minutes?
Yes. That is part of the conversion process. Okay.
All right, good.
Once we have created the we features and benefits websites and start talking to you, your pain points, dreams, aspirations, you are now stepping into a more convertible website. Then you have to work through the customer's journey in their brain from, okay, I understand that you understand my pain. And now you're telling me you have a solution to avert that pain and that you're trustworthy. Those are your 3 ingredients on your homepage you have to convey so that they'll ask for more information. Once they've asked for more information, make them drive deeper into your website and get that information, right? So many people just give it all right there. First date, boom, buy now. Right. Learn more. Let's get to know each other. Let's dance.
Right.
Let's have some coffee. You want a cocktail? Right. Everybody wants
to
like fall in love in 5 seconds. Don't be in such a rush. Now, do you give opportunities to get in contact? Heck yeah. But you don't be so blatant and said like, that's the answer right this second. You have to assume they want more. They want to do research.
Tell me why do I want that to happen on my website? Give me because it sounds counterintuitive. I think I get it, but I want to hear it from you. What is the good reason?
There's 2 things. One, you don't want to look you don't want to look too salesy, right? So if I sell without selling, it doesn't matter where I put my call to action, they'll find it. Okay. Number 2, if I can get them past the homepage, I've reduced my bounce rate, which is actually better for my search engine optimization.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Keep going. I'm sorry.
So but just those 2 things right there, basically desperation, people smell it. Like you're desperate for sales. They could smell it.
Oh my God. It gives me the creeps.
And they run from it. People don't like dealing with desperate people. Right?
Michael, this happens when I get on some of those click funnels. It's like, buy me, buy. Like, whoa, come on. Can we go for a date first?
Yeah. Just have a conversation. Now, and some of them, and the crazy thing is this, most of those are a mile long and they're willing to go through the conversation. They just ask too early. Right. Or they make the call to action too loud and in your face.
Right. I think that, oh my God, this is like you're singing my tune. This is it. Take a drink. I'll talk a little bit while you take a little bit of your bourbon there. This is such an interesting thing because this is how we like to run social media. We believe social media is an influencer, right?
Yes.
You influence people to buy from you. If you have a dormant social media site and somebody goes there after they've been to your website, it could hurt you. So share who you are, share your values, determine your audience. LinkedIn, great example. CEOs on LinkedIn. If you're a CEO, listen to this. You have typically 3 audiences: your employees, current and future, not past. We don't care about them. Current and future employees, the people who buy from you, and the bosses, define them as you may, the owners, the leadership, blah, blah, blah. You got to speak to each of them and just rotate through. And by the way, the ownership, they don't care if you're talking to them. They want to see you talk to the other two people, but you got to remember they're there. So just rotate through. And then after a while, you can do a promotion. Hey, we've got something going on. We'd love for you to buy this product, whatever that is. But you've built credibility. But typically, it's more about building credibility, landing on your profile, saying, "Yeah, that's that. I like this person. I want to do business with him."
I preach the same thing.
Rock on, man.
Yeah, I tell people that. Well, there's statistics out there that show that search engine traffic is 7 times more profitable than organic social media traffic.
Right.
So when people say build your tribe for traffic's sake, build your tribe for conversion's sake. I believe, this is my personal belief, is that social media is a conversion tool. Unless you're doing ads, it's a conversion tool.
That's right.
Period.
It's a very good way of looking at it. And I'll take it one step further. If you are, if you're spending a gazillion dollars on your social media, you better have mechanisms where you can see if it's effective. Because, like, okay, this is the landing page exclusive for my social media. Because if you're spending a lot of money on social and it's not converting, then you should you should look at that. And I would say put some of that money, if it's just organic social, into paid social. Let's create some, if that's what you're looking for, then just reallocate some money.
Exactly. And I tell people all the time, like, they're going to, 2/3 of them are coming from a search query. They're coming into your website and they're going, okay, they get me, but do I like them and do I trust them? Because that's who we do business with, right? People we like and trust. So now I'm going to go over to the social media side. Oh, okay. Yeah. They got some cool stuff. Oh, I like their style. Oh, look, they save the bunnies and blah, 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 right? They save the earth.
Totally
and
about the bunnies.
Straws and all that other stuff. So yeah, great. Okay. Now we'll go back to the website and go there. Right. I know people who are very successful that have never made a call to action on their social media.
Wow.
I love it. It's all tribe. It's all culture.
Good stuff. Michael, this has been a great conversation. We have a 30-minute show, and regrettably, it's never long enough. And today's a good example of that. For those of you watching
back,
we have in February-ish, somewhere along the way, we're going to switch to an hour-long show. We're really close to that, and because there is so much to talk about, but we'll be dropping them into 30-minute segments on the podcast channel. So, Michael, this has been a great conversation. I want you to be able to tell people where to find you. So let's do that. Where do you want people to go to track you down?
If you guys want to learn more about what I do when it comes to profitable digital marketing for service-based businesses, you can find me at buzzworthy.biz. If you're just interested in getting more information about, or actually grab your copy of the Rule of 26, go to ruleof26.com.
Sweet. Rule of 26. I'm glad that you said it that way, because I would have typed in TWE. No, I'm just kidding. I might have. Actually.
Yes, I don't do the 26.
Did you buy that URL?
That's my URL. Ruleof26.com.
What about rule of TWEN blah blah blah? Did you buy that one?
Not yet.
You ought to get that one.
It's nowhere there. Like, we never actually spell out the number 26. One, it's improper grammar. Anything over 10, you don't spell out anyway. And we never actually put it in.
Is that true?
That is true. You would never.
Morgan, is that true? So Morgan is an English major.
Okay, well then here we'll test her.
I'll have to ask her up the show.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, Morgan is our producer. She's actually she's the brains behind the organization. Well, this has been awesome, Michael. I love this. It's been a great conversation. Thank you for joining us. And yes, you know what? I think it's a great idea to have you come back and let's talk about something a little different. Let's talk about that after the show.
Okay.
Figure out what we can talk about next time, because you've got great info. I love the information you're sharing because it's so applicable. And we are always looking for content that our listeners can use. So thanks for being here. I appreciate you.
I really appreciate you giving me an opportunity to help your audience.
You bet. We'll talk to you soon. For the rest of you folks, we're thrilled that you were here on How's Your ePresence. We are produced by the organization ePresence. And ePresence is a full service social media agency. You can catch us at epresence.me. That's our website, epresence.me. What do? We manage company, personal, social media sites so we can get you active so you don't have to worry about it. We'll just get that working for you. We also offer consulting and training on all of those sites. By being a listener, you can get a discount by going to right there on the screen, e-pr.me/listener. If you go there, you'll get an opportunity to get a 5% discount on all of our services. Just by watching today, you get a discount on the things that we do. So we'd love for you to join us there. How's Your ePresence is everywhere. We are on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. So wherever you are, hit that subscribe button. I think it's on this side. There we go. Hit that subscribe button so you know when we go live and you can ask any of our audience members a question. If you're a podcast listener, hit our website for our podcast. You can find it at epresence.me/podcast. It is there that you can find all of our channels, and we're everywhere, but it's just easier. Just go there. You'll be able to track down all the places that we drop the show. Our show is produced by Morgan Wood. We do appreciate all the things that Morgan does. And yes, she is very, very important to our org and runs everything that you see happening on the screen. So we do appreciate all the work she does. Until next time, I'm fighting a cold. I almost made it through the show. Awkward pause. Until next time, for my guest, Michael Buzinski, I am Mark Galvin. And this show has been How's Your ePresence?